Now, I'm sure most of you folks are aware that we just completed repaving the Speedway this past fall. And as we take our tour this afternoon, we'll be telling you a little bit about the paving project as well as the Speedway itself.
There it is, Daytona.
And to get our tour started, Lane Construction Company from Connecticut was the primary contractor on this paving project. And it wasn't their first attempt at paving a Speedway. They also paved Richmond Motor Speedway, along with Miami Homestead Speedway, and most recently they paved Talladega Super Speedway. From the early reports we had from the drivers during preseason thunder, as well as speed weeks, the track is very smooth, it's also very fast, and we should have a great racing surface for many years to come. And in a little while I'll tell you a little bit more about the paving project as we continue our tour. But we are going to head down through the tri-oval area of the front stretch.
See the bank on there? Yeah. We're not on the bank, but we're still outside.
This is 18 degrees of banking on the right.
31
And folks, in just a few moments, we're going to be to the start-finish line. Now, on our tour today, we are going to make a brief stop here. I'm going to give you an opportunity to take some photographs. Again, this is 18 degrees of banking, so please be careful. I don't want to see anybody fall down. Don't want to see anybody get hurt. So when the tram does come to a stop, I ask that you exit off the right-hand side if you would. Once again, please be careful.
That's where they
team owners
have the TV
and sponsors on race day to entertain their guests and friends. Now, if you take note of seat suite area, has its own individual monitor, and besides being covered on race day, these suites are also catered. Not a bad place to be on race day.
You got a ticket?
Nope. I'm working. Okay, we are going to head to the west end of the Speedway. We're going to head down here to turns 1 and 2. And on the way, if you take a look on the left, this is the entrance to the infield portion of the road course area. Now, one lap here at Speedway is 2.5 miles. Our road course is 3.56 miles. And the motorcycle course is 2.9 miles. The primary events that utilize the road course are the Rolex 24-hour cars, as well as the motorcycles in Marching for White Week, and the fall cycle scene, also known as Miketoberfest. But in addition to those three large events, we have an additional 10 to 12 events each year. Some of those being the SCCA, which was just here this past weekend, Sports Car Club of America, along with the Historic Sports Car Club. We also have the Audi Club, the Porsche Club, Mustang Club, and of course the Corvette Club, just to name a few.
Porsche Club, right there. Yeah, they have Max. They set up a paddock in the middle for the Porsche Club. You can watch that Rolex from the middle out here.
Okay, folks, we are at the west end of the Speedway. We're between turns 1 and 2. You're looking at 31 degrees of banking, and the distance through the two turns is 2,600 feet. From down on the grass next to the apron to the top of the wall is 44 feet, or nearly 4 stories high, and it's identical to turns 3 and 4 at the east end. Now, getting back to the paving project for just a moment. In order to pave these high bank turns, we had to remove 57 of those light poles, along with 6,000 feet of catch fence, and an additional 8,300 feet of safer barrier. Once that was all completed, we actually backfilled behind that wall up to the height of the wall, and we put a D9 bulldozer up on top, attached the cable to the paving equipment, and that prevented the equipment from sliding down off the banking. Now, as you can see, everything has been reinstalled. But speaking of the safer barrier, that safer barrier was installed in 2004, and safer stands for steel and foam, energy reduction. There's roughly 9 miles of steel tubing in the safer barrier, and if you look at the top of the Speedway on the right, you'll notice a concrete wall on the outside. On the inside is steel tubing, and in between are foam blocks. Should a driver happen to get into that safer barrier, that steel tubing will bend or flex a little bit. Those foam blocks will give way, and that greatly does a third of the length on the other side. Now, originally Lake Lloyd was 43 acres, now approximately 29 acres, and the area that we filled in is now a 250 space premium RV park. Vans with reservations can hook up to electricity and water, as well as TV cable, and watch the racing action on the super stretch or at either end of the speedway in the high bank turns.
That's a fresh.
Folks, throughout the course of the year, Lake Lloyd is primarily used for irrigation as well as firefighting purposes if needed. And it's also a stock lake. We do have an occasional bass fishing tournament. And at different times throughout the year, we also have water skiing and parasailing exhibitions. By the way, we are going down the super stretch. Super stretch connects turn 2 behind us with turn 3 directly in front of us, a distance of 3,000 feet. And although it does look fairly flat, it is banked 3 degrees. It doesn't do much for the speed of the cars, but it does help should we happen to have a rain shower during a race event for drainage purposes.
That's the party porch.
In just a moment, we're going to take a slight detour. I'm going to show you this little section of roadway over here on the left. This is actually part of the infield road course.
I'm going to say this.
Now,
they run over these?
This section right here is known as the chicane. Some people refer to it as the bus stop, and other people simply call it the in and out. And again, the road course is used primarily by the Rolex 24-hour cars, along with the motorcycles during Bike Week and the fall cycle scene, also known as Biketoberfest. Okay, folks, in just a second here, I'm going to make another stop.
Those that don't make the turn here.
Give you an opportunity to get some photographs right here by this Daytona sign on the super stretch. So take a few moments, get a couple photographs, and then